Summer is upon us, and if you blink, it's going to be over and leave you wondering what you even did. But what if that doesn't have to be like that? Today, we are going to talk about some ways to prioritize what is important to you in the middle of the summer chaos. Do you miss having time for Jesus and yourself, but you're drowning in the responsibilities of motherhood? If so, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Cheryl, wife, girl mom, and Jesus follower. I learned the not-so-secret ways to become the mom my girls needed by prioritizing Jesus back into my mom life and reclaiming my identity in Christ. If you're ready to build faith while washing dishes, rediscover your identity, and love yourself like your babies do, grab your earbuds and lock that bathroom door for a minute alone. It's time for Mom. I don't know about you, but when I was a child, I was always waiting for summer. I loved summer. There was no school in summer. We got to do pretty much whatever we wanted, or at least that's what it seemed like. There was lots of fun things to do. You could run around all day. It was so great, but it seemed like summer lasted about 2 seconds. And as an adult, honestly, it feels like summer's even shorter. I look forward to summer in some ways and not in others. Summer gets so busy that it's like it's without purpose and it's just complete chaos. And there's no memories. You just wander around in a daze going, what on earth did I just get hit with? And all of a sudden it's autumn and you're starting school back up and the days are cool and you've got things to finish up in the garden and you're just in a daze. So today we are going to look at some practical ways to slow down this summer and actually be able to remember what you did. If you want a space to help you stay grounded, make connections, and grow in your faith this summer, I would like to invite you to join my private Facebook group. There are weekly posts to help you grow, let go, and connect in your motherhood journey. Motherhood doesn't have to be isolating. So come on, join the group and start connecting. You can join at bit.ly/Time for Mom community, and there is a link in the show notes. The first thing I want you to look at is what are your priorities for this summer. Priorities are often seasonal. If you listened last week, you heard me talk about the 4 walls of priorities. And these are like the base priorities, like the moral compass almost of how I spend my time. But there are often seasonal priorities, like if school isn't, obviously school is a priority, especially if you're a homeschooling parent. You have to prioritize your children's school or it won't get done because, let's face it, no child goes, oh, goody, let me do school. Or at least my kids don't. Maybe you're lucky and you have one. But there are always seasonal priorities like planting your garden. It is spring after all. And in Montana, you don't plant before June because your plants will die of frostbite. There is fall priorities of harvesting your garden and getting everything put away and preserved that you can. We get about 80% of our meat for the year from hunting, so we have to prioritize hunting in the fall and winter months. And in the early spring, a lot of times we're preparing for the summer. So in each season, there are priorities. So what are your priorities for the summer? Is there a specific thing that you want to get done or a memory you want your children to have? Is there a trip you want to make? Do you want to just exist and be and abide in God? Think about what you want your priorities to be for this summer, because these are going to guide the rest of the choices. The next thing that I want you to think about is what one thing would make the summer a success to you. I cannot have 4, 5, 6 things that I'm like, I want to get all of these done and then life will be a success, because I have found in motherhood, if I have a list that long, then I will always feel like a failure because I can't accomplish that much and still care and love my children and meet their needs, let alone be a wife in the middle of that. I can do one thing. And if I have one thing that will make the rest of it feel like I succeeded, that is enough. After that is done, then I can think about a second thing, or maybe there was 2 things right off the bat that came to mind, but please only pick one. Only pick one. And if you succeed, then go to pick a second one. The next thing that I want you to do is simplify your plans so you can enjoy the time you get instead of rushing from one thing to the next. It is so tempting to have all these fun plans for the summer. to have a movie night and this thing and that thing and go on this trip and that trip and go visit every museum in your area or go to a movie once a week or, the list is endless. But when you stuff your schedule, especially your family schedule with events, you will not have room to actually enjoy it. And someone in your family is going to be miserable at some point. So I would encourage you to simplify your plans. And also include your kids, because you might have things that you want to do, but your kids might just want to see you and play a game with you, maybe your husband, rather than doing 18 million things over the summer. There's a lot of memories to be made at home. You don't have to have elaborate plans to give your children a foundational childhood memory. You can just be at home. That's okay. This also goes right into the next point that I want to talk about, and that is hold loosely to your plans. We live in a constantly shifting world, or at least I do. I'm assuming most other people do. You will have things come up that will take priority over your previously set plans. Whether that is a health crisis for you or a family member and you need to go help them. Whether it is a baby shower that you get invited to, and those are important celebrations for friends and family. Maybe it's a wedding, maybe it's a funeral. You've got to hold loosely to your plans so you can adjust without getting overwhelmed and possibly even bitter. So hold loosely to your plans. Hold tight to your priorities, but hold loose to your plans. And the last thing I want to leave you with is please, 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 in all of the busy and chaos of summer, please remember to schedule in rest. Rest is so important to everyone's physical and mental and spiritual health. If you do not take the time to rest, oftentimes you will be forced into a season of rest, whether it is because you are having to recover from a surgery. You had a mental breakdown and now you have to pull back because you're going kind of crazy. We either rest or we are forced to. The Israelites chose to disobey God and not rest, and they were expelled from the land until the land had rested. Don't be like the Israelites in that sense. Choose to rest in your summer. It will make it far more enjoyable than it would be than if you ran around like a chicken with your head chopped off and embraced chaos and busyness and wake up blinking in September going, what on earth just happened? All right, a quick recap. Write down what your priorities are for the summer. Think about what one thing would make the summer a success for you and your family. Simplify your plans. Hold loosely to your plans, and remember to rest. And remember to go to bit.ly/Time for Mom community and join the private Time for Mom Facebook group. Until next week, mamas, I pray that you have an amazing summer, that you get to enjoy your kids and watch them grow, that you get to see your spouse and spend time with your spouse, and that sunburn is a thing of the past. Until next week, love, Cheryl. Hey beautiful, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds to share this with a mom who's wading through those mounds of laundry and dishes and wishing for just a little me time? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It makes my day to know this podcast has helped you. Well, it's time for me to wash more dishes and cook more food. I'll meet you next Wednesday for another episode. Until then, may the God of grace fill you with his peace.